What is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome to VV Investments. I appreciate you tuning in. On today's episode, we're going to be getting to know VV's one-of-one artists a little bit more. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see in a future episode. Without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy. So we've talked about the licensors on the app. We've talked about the creators in the community. Now I want to shift some attention over to the one-of-one artists that I don't think get enough attention. So one-of-one art is technically the newest category on VV. It's been around for a little bit now, but they're really starting to build their one-of-one portfolio. So I thought I'd turn this into a little series. And today we're going to be covering the first 16 artists on VV. So with that being said, let's waste no time here and let's hop right into the first one. So the first artist, and a well-known one as well, is going to be Mr. Ron English. So Ron English is a prolific American artist who's produced images on streets and museums, on TV, in books, and in film. He coined the term propaganda to embody a message of cultural touchstones, from superhero mythology to totems of art history. He created a character called MC Supersized, and the fast food mascot was actually featured in the movie Super Size Me, the one about McDonald's. He also created a character and called it Abraham Obama, which is a fusion of America's 16th and 44th presidents. And he has a history of creating quirky characters such as three-eyed rabbits, cowgirls, and grinning skulls, all very visual with humorous design. So if you guys don't know, he's also responsible for the serial killers on the app. Next up, we're going to have Brian Viveros, and this is going to be another artist who has art as well as collectibles on the platform. But his work depicts fighters and survivors rendered immaculately and just bloodied enough to remind us that they are formidable opponents not to be taken lightly. So he is responsible for the decon piece where the woman's draped in ammo. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll toss it on screen. But his work is beautiful yet barbarous, so they draw from the power of the feminine and its reconciliation of vulnerability, beauty, and power. His work consists of oil, airbrush, acrylic, and ink paintings. And on top of art, he also marked his debut as a filmmaker in 2005 with his feature short Dislandia, which explores the desolate, dreamlike world of an unsettling young girl. Next up, we're going to have Sara Pichelli. So she currently lives in Rome, Italy. She's mostly known for co-creating Miles Morales. And I also know Donald Glover and actually I believe it's Barack Obama. Those two also helped with the creation of that character. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's him. After graduating from the International School of Comics in Rome, that sounds so cool, a school for comics. He worked for a few years in the animation business as a storyboarder. He started a career in the comics industry as a layout assistant for IDW Publishing. So IDW Publishing is a publisher that we talked about in a previous episode of ours. But she worked on specific books including Star Trek and Ghost Whisperer. In 2008, she joined and won the Marvel contest called Chester Quest. And since then, she's been working on many different titles ranging from NYX, X-Men, Namora, Runaways, etc. until she was selected as the main artist of the second volume of Ultimate Comics, Spider-Man. In September 2011, she won an Eagle and Harvey Award, and in 2012, she won 2 Stan Lee Awards. And in 2014, she was among the new Marvel Young Guns, which was a selection that represents the best and brightest early career artists in the comic book industry. Next up, we have Brian Stelfreeze. So Brian is best known for his art on the relaunch of the Black Panther series for Marvel Comics. He's also known for his extensive cover work on DC Comics Batman titles. His cover work includes X-Men, Hulk, Daredevil, Spider-Man, and Catwoman. And he also contributed interior pages to the Eisner Award-winning projects Batman Black and White and Wednesday's Comics for DC. He was a co-writer and artist on the Matador miniseries for Wildstorm Comics. And more recently, he's been producing interior art for Marvel's Voices and for the Daemon series for Boom Comics. Boom Comics is another publisher we talked about. Next up, we got Mr. Skottie Young, a personal favorite of mine. I love his art. Skottie's a cartoonist who's been writing and drawing comics and covers for Marvel for over 20 years. He originally got his start at Marvel working on titles like Spider-Man, Legend of the Spider-Clan, Human Torch, and Venom. And after 5 years, 4 Eisner Awards, and 6 Oz graphic novels, he began writing and drawing the hit series Rocket Raccoon, writing Strange Academy, and producing the Young Marvel comic variants. Next out, we have Peach Momoko. And this is an artist with a very unique art style. So Peach Momoko is an illustrator from Japan. She's a creator, writer, and artist for Marvel's Demon Day series. She's also won some awards, including an Eisner and Ringo Award for Best Cover Artist in 2021, and for Love, Horror, and Stars and Oceans. I'm assuming those are categories. I'm not entirely sure what those are. But on top of that, she's also done previous work for studios, including Marvel, IDW Publishing, Boom Studios, and many others. I will have the website for each of these artists linked down below. On her website in particular, she actually has a timeline written out of everything that she's done since the start of her career. Next up, we're talking about Gary Baseman. So Gary Baseman is known for his broad art practice that includes award-winning illustrations and animation, fine art, performance, toy design, and fashion. And in terms of the awards he's won, an Emmy and a BAFTA award-winning teacher's pet. I don't know what that is, but sure. If you're also not aware, there is going to be a Gary Baseman drop towards the end of the month, and that was confirmed by David in the community update video. Now, Baseman coined the term pervasive art in the early 2000s and states that art can be appropriate in almost any medium, from print to TV to film to paintings to consumer products, as long as you stay true to your aesthetic and have a strong sense of meaning. In addition to all that, he continues to blur boundaries of art, expanding into the depths of the digital world, and obviously he's doing that through Vivi. Next up, we're going to have Humberto Ramos. So he's been drawing comics professionally since 1993, where he started at Milestone Media and then transitioned to work at Impulse for DC Comics. In 96, he worked for Marvel Comics and Wildstorm Productions. In 98, he co-founded the imprint Cliffhanger and released Crimson and Out There. In 2003, he worked on Peter Parker and the Spectacular Spider-Man for Marvel. In 2005, he released creator-owned Revelations through Dark Horse. In 2006, he worked on Wolverine, New X-Men, and Runaways. And in 2011, he started working on Amazing Spider-Man, starting with Big Time, and continued Spider Island, Alpha, and Dying Wish. Now, Superior Spider-Man was the next leg of work at Marvel with the Spider-Man office, and it allowed Humberto to join the Amazing Spider-Man creative teammates during the book's 31-issue run. And after that, he worked on the Hunted storyline that led him to co-create the book Strange Academy. Next up, we have Arthur Adams. He's born in 1963, and he lives in Northern California, in the woods somewhere. And it says, like his hero Bigfoot. So I don't know if that's a joke or if this guy is partially insane, but we're going with it. He's a self-taught artist who became a fan favorite when, at the age of 19, he left his job making pizzas for the masses to pencil the critically acclaimed long-shot limited series that was published back in 1985 by Marvel Comics. Since then, he's been working with Marvel on and off for 40 years, and he's worked on many titles including Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, X-Men, Godzilla, Vampirella, Rocketeer, The Authority, Danger Girl, Excalibur, The Hulk, and many more. Our 10th artist today is going to be Mark Brooks. Mark Brooks is an Inkpot award-winning comic illustrator, painter, and designer, known for his acclaiming cover artwork on titles such as X-Men and Avengers. He's been nominated for an Eisner Award for his work on Marvel Comics' Star Wars Han Solo, and he's currently the cover artist for Immortal X-Men and Judgment Day. Now, previously, Mark completed popular runs as the artist for Avengers: No Surrender, Deadpool, Ant-Man, Fearless Defenders, and X-Men Legacy, and he's done post-interior work that includes Wolverine and the X-Men Alpha and Omega miniseries, the critically acclaimed Uncanny X-Force, and many more. Next up, another well-known artist on the app, and that's going to be the London Police. So the London Police started in '98 when a couple of big English geezers headed to Amsterdam to help rejuvenate the visually disappointed streets of Holland's capital. So they were part of a small group of artists that helped pioneer a new street art movement back in the day. They're known for their iconic lad characters and precision marking. Take a look at how clean their pieces are. And their work has graced streets and galleries in over 35 countries. And in Vivi's words, the duo has managed to form a partnership more cohesive than Han Solo and Chewbacca in Star Wars, and continue to produce their stick artwork around the world for all to enjoy. Next up, we have Joe Quesada. So he's a writer, artist, former editor-in-chief for Marvel, and chief creative officer, and he's best known for his 2-decade career as a driving force at Marvel Entertainment. He became known in the 1990s for his work on various Valiant comic books, such as Ninjak and Solar, and The Atom. He later worked on numerous books for DC and Marvel Comics, such as Batman and X-Factor, before forming his own company, which he called Event Comics. Up until this day, this man has helped guide stories for some of the world's most beloved superheroes. Next up, we have Adi Granov. Probably butchering that. But he's an illustrator and concept designer, most notable for his work on the MCU and Marvel Comics. So this guy's actually really interesting. Check this out. He illustrated the seminal Iron Man, the extremist graphic novel which inspired the Iron Man movies and actually helped kickstart the MCU. He trained in the fine arts and computer graphics, where he started his career as an editorial illustrator and concept artist at Nintendo. He helped serve as a conceptual illustrator on the Iron Man films, the Avenger films, Black Panther 1 and 2, and Spider-Man No Way Home, designing characters and creating keyframe illustrations. He's designed and illustrated for video games, including Spider-Man PS4 and Iron Man VR. I have to check that out. And he's designed toys and statues for a number of companies, including Artist Series, Kotobukiya, again, I'm probably butchering that, and XM Studios. And last but not least, he did also serve as a consultant and artist for many projects that are actually still secret today. So quite an interesting profile for this guy. Second to last, we're talking about Adam Kubert. So Adam began his career in comics at the age of 12, lettering for DC Comics, and has since had a long and prolific career. Now, although he's drawn for all of the top publishers, he is best known for his work at Marvel. His work includes drawing the X-Men, Fantastic Four, the Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man, the Avengers, Captain America, and Ghost Rider. And he also illustrates Marvel's top-selling title, Wolverine, which I did not know was Marvel's top-selling title. And last but not least, we got Steve McNiven. So Steve's a comic book artist. Gee, wow. Could you have guessed that? Who's been working in comics for over 20 years. So he's had an exclusive arrangement with Marvel Comics for over 15 of those years. And he's drawn almost every Marvel character at one point or another. And his artwork can be seen in the pages of some of Marvel's best-selling titles. So titles like Marvel's Civil War, Old Man Logan, The Death of Wolverine, and Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters. Ladies and gents, that's going to conclude today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. Again, one more reminder just before we do hit the deadline, but we do have that comic giveaway that does end Friday, May 5th at 11:59 p.m. EST. So if you guys do want to participate in that and have your chance to win your comic cover of choosing, make sure to subscribe to the channel, share the video, tag me, and comment your ID down below. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see in a future episode. And as for next, I'll catch you then.